about your dinner with Dr. D. I don't get to spend much time with him, but I mean, I like to hear when you two get together. It's like a barrel of monkeys.
You know, our restaurants are open out here, but for outdoor seating. And who's going to turn down an opportunity to have a nice steak dinner with the good Dr. Doug? And so we're at a long table outside in the tent. It's just it's nice, and you know, we went to Morton's.
It's a good steakhouse.
Yeah, it's a good steakhouse, but they bring in their own steaks. They don't use the butcher box. And butcher box is a very special meat. Why don't you tell us about butcher box, Mark?
Butcher box, when you need meat and sometimes you need a butcher. I mean, they have the best G2, grass-fed, grass-finished beef, no antibiotics, happy animals, free range. I'm talking about the meat, Michael. I'm not talking about the butcher box. It's best meat that you could get.
Exactly. So, you know, some people bring their own bottle of wine to the restaurant and they charge a corkage fee. I bring my steak.
You bring the butcher box right to the Morton's. I love it, man.
You saw my freezer. So I bring it in a special box, like people would bring their wine in a special thing. And look, the butcher box is kind of new in regard to it's sweeping the land. So the restaurant was a little unfamiliar with that. And so I asked the waitress, you know, what is the fee for the the cooking of my steak? And she didn't know. So she brought the manager, and the manager agreed that they would just charge the same price for their regular filet. And I'm like, oh my God, because what a deal. I mean, this is a butcher box steak that I'm gonna pay the price for the same filet. And I let them take it back and cook that. And do you know how sometimes when your meal is just so good, it's so delicious, you say, can you let the chef know how good the meal was? And the chef will come out and you thank them. Well, when the chef saw the steak, he came out to thank me for providing him the opportunity to cook such a quality steak. And he just basically said, this is like the honor of my career. And we discussed how it would be cooked. And he brought it up. He served it himself and served it. And the people at the table next to us, which is about 14 feet away, could still see and smell the steak. And the waitress came over, the server came back over and said, the people over there are like, what did you order? What is that? And I had to tell them that, well, this is the butcher box. And so I don't usually do this, but I cut off a little piece of my steak and I sent it to their table. So they paid for our entire meal after one bite of that steak.